Greetings, gang. Told you I had a surprise. Not the only one today, don't worry. We're going to start with this. We have a new player in the solar generator arena, and that would be FFPower. They contacted me last week and wanted me to review their 2,000 watt generator. You know how I do these things. I will put it through all the paces. This is a competitor, I guess, if you will, of the Blue Eddy that I did, a month ago or thereabouts. Same size. This is your mid-range. Okay, this is not the smaller ones, that'll just run your refrigerator, and this isn't the one that you can put together to run your well pump or something like that. This is your mid-range generator here. So, standard stuff. I've got it charging now. First thing I'm going to do is see how long it takes to charge. So that's the game plan there. I do like some of the features on this. I mean, it's, for the most part, same as everybody else. I mean, it's got your USB jacks, your micro USB jacks, your 12-volt jacks, your cigarette adapter, your solar panel input. A couple of things I like about this so far. Okay, the charging port is on the right side, and the battery, the terminals, your AC plugs, I'm not going to turn this around so you can see, you know what they look like. There's 6 AC plugs that are on the side of the unit, not in the front. So I do like that. Okay. Another thing that so far I like quite well, up top here is where all your cables store. So they store right on board. That's a nice feature that I haven't seen on some of the other ones I've done. So you're not losing cables or anything, or you shouldn't. They're right there with you. I mean, give you that. One other nice little thing there's a light on the front of this, as opposed to some of the other ones I've seen that got the light on the back. I want the light on the front. If this is going to be up against a wall somewhere, I don't want to have to move this thing because it weighs 56 pounds. So, those are some of the, SOS feature. There we go. All right, so those are some of the basics on here at the beginning. I'm going to charge this up and we will put it through the paces. Okay, so I'm back an hour and 13 minutes later, and that thing's fully charged. Now, while this was charging, which I got to say right there, that's impressive right from the get-go. Went from 30% to 100% in an hour and 13 minutes. That's basically the same time as it takes to charge the Delta 1300 from EcoFlow from 30% to 100%, and that's 1300 watts. This is 2000. Okay, so what I'm going to do kind of is explain all the pros and cons of this, and then we'll put it through the torture test. But I want to start with this one. If anybody owns or has seen the reviews on the Alcatel P2001, from what I can tell, that is the exact same generator, just with a different name on it. Okay, so looks like it's the exact same thing. So if you're, don't try to compare between those two or whatever, they're the same thing. All right, so what I want to do is kind of give you this one versus the Blue Eddy AC200 Max that I told you guys about, a month or so ago, I guess it was, because that one is the closest in size. This one is 2,000 watt hours. The Blue Eddy that I did was 2,048 watt hours, so teeniest little bit more. But, so let's look at the pros of this one, well, pros and cons of this one. First thing in this part that I do like, this does not have a power brick like the Blue Eddy does. This is a one cord straight from the generator itself to the plug. Okay, none of this, got to plug it into a brick or anything like that. That's all internal in here, so that's nice. All right, so definitely put one in the win column for FFPower here. All right, now the charge time. This is where you guys need to start looking into things based on your needs. And as you've heard me say a million times, there is no one-size-fits-all to prepping. This one charged at 1100 watts off of AC power in 1 hour and 13 minutes. If you remember when I charged the Blue Eddy, it took over 4 hours to do the same thing, right? So wind column here charging on the AC power. However, we flip it around. This one will take up to 500 watts of solar power, okay? So you know the panels I like are 120 watts, okay? So take 4 of those, which is fine. But remember, the Blue Eddy could take up to 900 watts of input from solar. So if you had enough solar panels, the Blue Eddy would charge faster than this via solar. Just saying, okay? So there are pros and cons to each one of these things, depending on what you want to do. As like everything else on the market, this is a lithium iron phosphate battery. Will run up to 3,500 cycles before it'll drop down. And from the manufacturer, they say down to 70% after you run through 3,500 cycles. Now, everybody goes, oh my God, think about what 3,500 cycles is, guys. At 365 days a year, if you ran this every day from full to empty, you would run this thing for about 9 years before you ever got to losing the battery capacity. I gotta say this, do you think technology might be a little bit more advanced 9 years from now? Unless, of course, we're living in caves and, you know, fighting with sticks and stones at that point. But, okay. Pro for this one. This is the first generator I have seen from anybody that is UPS, okay? An unlimited power supply. Or, I'm sorry, uninterrupted power supply. And what that means, and this could be very critical for people too, especially if you're using this for medical reasons. You can plug this into the wall, and at the same time, and I'm just going to use a refrigerator, for example. Plug your refrigerator into this, okay? Your refrigerator will draw power through here off the grid. No big deal. But if the power goes out within 10 milliseconds, this would kick in and power your refrigerator. So if you're away from home, let's say you're going to grandma's house for the weekend, okay? And the power goes out. You could have this hooked up to your refrigerator, and when you come home on Sunday night, you had power. Everything in your refrigerator isn't ruined because the power was out for 18 hours while you were gone, or whatever it would be. So this is the first generator I've seen have that. That is a huge, huge plus for this thing. This is one that you basically keep all the time, all right? Now, one downside to this one, it does not have a 30 amp plug in it. Is that important to some people? Maybe, especially if you're running stuff in an RV or whatever it would be. Yes, it would be. For me personally, no. I mean, I don't need the 30 amp plug at this point, okay? It's not bad having it on the other generators I have, because who knows what I'd ever need in the future. But for my immediate needs, no, I don't need a 30 amp plug. So this is one of those things. Is that important to you or not? Okay. The big one, and this always comes into play, is cost, right? Now, this is right now $300 cheaper than the Blue Eddy. Okay, now, all right, this is where you start weighing stuff. It doesn't have the 30 amp. It's not expandable. Are you willing to give that up to save $300? If you are, go this way. If you have to have the 30 amp jack, or you certainly want an expandable battery system, and by expandable, I mean where you can plug other batteries into this and get longer runtime, then you want to go with the Blue Eddy, okay? If you want to hook it to your entire house, neither this nor the Blue Eddy will work, and that's where you need to go with the EcoFlow Delta Pro and a smart panel, all right? This is the thing, guys. I wish all these engineers would get together and go, this is good from this company and from this company. And let's make something that encompasses it all. Okay, we don't have that yet. But I want to go put this through the torture test. I'm not even going to bother trying with the hairdryer this time, for the simple reason is I know it won't handle that, because if the Bluetti was slightly bigger and it tripped that. But let's make sure this can handle a refrigerator and a couple other high drain devices, i.e. my toaster and my coffee pot at the same time. So off to the kitchen floor. All right, so here we are again sitting on my kitchen floor, the things I do for YouTube. All right, so let's take a look at this thing. So, all right, there's what we got right now. Right now, the only thing running is my refrigerator, and it's pulling 191 watts, if you see it there in the lower right-hand corner. According to this, it says 8 hours until it would be done. That seems about right. If I got 9.5 hours out of a Bluetti to run my refrigerator and it's slightly bigger, I'm betting this one will be right around 9. So, let's see what happens. Let's add the toaster. All right, and toaster is there. And so now we're looking at 1,350 watts, 1,348. And let's kick in a coffee pot. There we go. All right, 2397, 2098, and it's handling all of this. It's not tripping, so let's just give it a second. Like I said, there's no way in the world this thing will handle a hairdryer added into the drain we've got going on here right now. But no, so this will do the same as the Bluetti did. So yes, in regards to the torture test, this is a pass. Okay, so there you have it. The FFPower 2000 watt solar generator. I'm impressed. Good product here. Now, is it right for you? I can't say. Only you know that. Different people need different things. I would say, again, like the Bluetti, this is good for somebody who lives in an apartment, somebody who lives in a rental property, whatever along those lines. Is the 300 or is the 30 amp fuse something or port something you need? If it isn't, maybe you go with this one. If it is, then the Bluetti's the better choice. If you want to hook it up to your entire internal wiring, no, then this isn't, then it's an EcoFlow. I wish these companies would all get together and take all the best ideas that each one of them have and build one super generator, but until then, it is what it is. So, okay, but good product. Seal of approval from Pinball. How about that one? So, as per normal, we are going to give one of these away, and we are going to give it away on Saturday night's live stream. Must be present to win, as always. Okay, Saturday night's live stream is at 9 p.m. Eastern. I am going to throw a little curveball at you guys, though, this time, because everybody's getting used to what I always do, and I know what they are going to see. It's like, oh, gee, Pinball did a video. I'm not going to watch the video. I'm just going to put my entry in. So here's the deal, guys. You need to make a comment under this video only. Okay, this is the only one I'm going to take entries from. And in there, you need to list the state in which you live in. Again, contiguous 48. And you also need to list your favorite president. Okay? So it's got to have both of those. I don't care if you say it's Trump, Biden, Lincoln, Washington, Rutherford B. Hayes. Doesn't matter to me. Got to have both of those things. Has to be in a primary comment. Replies are all taken out. So make sure you put a primary comment. I will tell everybody this as I do always. If you make more than one comment on the video, make sure that both of them have your state and your favorite president in it, just for the simple reason of you don't want to make a second comment and go, oh, that's so cool. And that's the one that gets picked up. You're like, but my other entry, doesn't matter. Okay. Because it's going to, I eliminate all duplicate entries. I don't know which one it's going to pull. So That being said, that's how you enter Saturday night, 9 p.m. Be there. As of right now, as of the recording of this video, which is Tuesday afternoon, the only link I have for getting this is their Amazon store. Okay. If or when they send me a coupon code, I will put that in the description underneath. As of right now, this thing's at a great price anyway. Okay, it's what, $14.99, I think it is, which solar generators usually are priced at about $1 a watt. So 2,000 watts would be 2,000 bucks. They're coming down a little bit, but again, this is 300 bucks cheaper than the Blue Eddy. Just saying. Okay, I'm not telling you which one to get. What fits for you is what fits for you. But if there's a coupon code or whatever, I will enter it once I get it. All right, out of here. Have a good one. Pinball out.